Hey, are you doing it right now? That thing where your leg just starts bouncing, kind of on its own? It's one of the most common human fidgets, for sure. But what's actually going on inside our brains and our bodies that makes us do it? Well, today, we're diving deep into the science of the bounce.
You know the scene, right? You're in a super quiet office, maybe a library, and you start to feel it, this little vibration that just keeps growing. Nope, it's not an earthquake. It's that person next to you whose leg is going a mile a minute. Or, let's be honest, maybe it's your own.
It's something so many of us do, but have you ever really stopped to think about why? Is it just that we're nervous or bored? Turns out there's some really fascinating science happening right under the surface. So let's get into it.
Okay, first up is the reason most of us probably guess: stress. But the biology here is way more interesting than you'd think. That bouncing leg of yours, it's basically acting like a pressure release valve for your entire nervous system. It all goes back to our super ancient survival wiring, the fight or flight response. When your brain senses any kind of threat, it just floods your body with hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, and their job is to get you ready for some serious physical action. So here's the problem in our modern world. Your boss drops a massive deadline on your desk, and your body reacts like it just saw a saber-toothed tiger. It starts pumping all this energy into your muscles to either fight it or run away. But, you can't exactly go charging at your boss or sprint out of the office. So all that pent-up energy has to go somewhere, and it leaks out through the easiest path, a bouncing knee. But here's a twist. Stress isn't the whole story. That same restless leg might actually be helping you concentrate. It's this clever little hack your brain uses to stay on task. Kind of weird, right? Yeah, psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called a displacement behavior. Basically, when your brain is working really, really hard, like trying to solve a tough problem, it sometimes performs a simple, totally unrelated action just to help it cope with the strain. Think about it like this. Your brain is always looking for stuff to pay attention to. Uncontrolled distractions, like a phone buzzing or people talking nearby, can totally derail your focus. But if you create your own simple, rhythmic, controlled distraction, like bouncing your leg, you're basically feeding that part of your brain that wants something to do. And that frees up the rest of your brain power to lock in on what's actually important. And this is exactly why fidgeting is so common for people with ADHD. To an outsider, it might look like they're not paying attention, but it's often the complete opposite. It's a self-stimulation tool that the brain is using to actively stay focused and block out everything else. So what about when you're not stressed, not trying to focus, but you're just bored? Well, this quote pretty much says it all. When you're stuck in a really long, boring meeting, your brain's alertness level can start to drop. To fight off that mental fog, it literally sends a signal to get moving. That little bit of movement boosts your heart rate, pumps more oxygen to your brain, and yep, it keeps the lights on. Okay, so we've pretty much established that fidgeting is usually a normal and even helpful thing to do. But, and this is really important, we have to be able to tell the difference between that and a medical condition that can look pretty similar: restless leg syndrome.
Let's look at them side by side. With everyday fidgeting, there's no weird feeling. It's painless and you can stop doing it if you think about it. Restless leg syndrome, or RLS, is totally different. It's driven by this awful creeping or crawling feeling in your legs, which creates an uncontrollable urge to move them just to get some relief. So the motivation is the key difference. Fidgeting is about managing energy or focus, while RLS is all about getting rid of physical discomfort. RLS also tends to get a lot worse at night.
All right, now for a really surprising upside to all this. All that jiggling and bouncing and tapping is actually doing something else for your body. It's giving you a tiny, unconscious workout. Scientists actually have a great term for this. It's called NEAT, which stands for non-exercised activity thermogenesis. It's basically all the calories you burn from movements that aren't formal exercise, like walking around, typing, and you guessed it, fidgeting. So how big of a difference can all this fidgeting really make? Well, research shows it can be pretty significant. People who are chronic fidgeters can burn up to an extra 350 calories every single day. That's a pretty serious metabolic boost, and it's all just from moving around without even thinking about it. So as we wrap this up, let's totally change how we think about this habit. Instead of seeing it as just some nervous tick or a sign that you're distracted, try to think of it as your body's own secret multi-tool for regulating itself. I mean, look at all the jobs it does. It's your pressure valve, burning off that extra stress energy. It's a focus hack, helping your brain tune out the noise. It's a little jolt of caffeine, keeping your brain awake when it's bored. And on top of all that, it's giving you a small, constant metabolic boost.
So, far from being just some pointless habit, that bouncing knee is almost always doing something useful and adaptive. It's your body and brain working together to manage your energy, your attention, and your alertness. It's working for you, not against you.
The next time you feel your legs start to go, maybe don't rush to stop it. Instead, just pause and ask yourself this question. Are you feeling stressed? Are you trying really hard to concentrate? Or are you just bored out of your mind? Your body might be trying to tell you exactly what it needs.